Feral strawberries, a poem. Close secret you are. Murano cherries are not as red as you. Your rubious clusters are a cinnabar constellation, then a vermilion supernova, when some of your berries, gouged by crows, are reduced to a red smudge on the wall you lean against, so sanguineous, languorous and lugubrious. You grow on trailing tendrils up against the wall, where I had to tie you with flex and wire to the trellis. You spread against the wall, no shame at all, and you grow wild, not protesting, always taciturn, because you don't care anymore, because not even no one cares about you. You survivor berries, huddled together like a she-hyena's litter of abandoned cubs, glad to be with your own kind, thriving under the gunmetal grey sky. I neglected you. I can't be bothered to prune you with my secateurs, still sharp as a shark's tooth and new. Look at you. Oh, look at you all, untended, straggly, feral strawberries so red. You are not a constellation of red stars. You got your red from Lucifer eons ago, when he terrorized the earth, and his swishing red cloak wiped over you, when he held you and touched you, and he was compelled to say, "Behold this sweet flesh, ripe for the taking." You, rejected and ignored for so long, were bowled over and enamoured. Adoration for the diaboli. You adored being adored, even if it was for your flesh, and you worshipped him. You going nowhere, genuflect and worship sin, feeding hungry aphids and streetwalkers as you go, loving evil by letting them pick your berries. And I blame you, and my quiet man keeps me tied to the espalier of his bed, to make my lips red with his fists. I blame you. I say I like you, red fruit, too much. Blood seeps over and through frost-white linen and enmity-cold mattress, and seeps down over the icy metal springs like strawberry daiquiri, flowing in and over and in between crushed ice crystals, leaving a sorbet de fraise. I'm allowed out only into the garden, O feral strawberries. Stay. Live as long as I live. Die, and I will too. Open the closed with a shark's tooth, and no one sees the blood. And that's the end, but I can talk about the poem. Yeah, it's about violence. It's about a woman who's in a relationship with this man, this quiet man, but he is violent. He has his ways, and she finds strength in nature, in these strawberries that she's growing, and she finds strength by watching them and how they're tied to the espalier. They have no freedom. and they're pecked by the crows, they're eaten, they're tied like she is here. These birds are strawberry thieves, and she's amongst the strawberries, tied like they are. And it's a coping mechanism. I suppose people who are in a relationship like that, where they are abused and treated badly and they can't escape, you rationalise it, you find something to hold on to. So she sees these birds stealing the strawberries, well, and the crows eating them, pecking them, just leaving a red mess of blood. And she is often a red mess of blood on that cold mattress. But to be taken by the birds, just reduced to red mush by the birds isn't so bad, because birds eat out of hunger. They wouldn't be attacking her. But here's a poem, and I'm going to go over it again. Yeah, feral strawberries, close secret you are. Murano cherries are not as red as you. They're very, very red. Rubiceous clusters are a cinnabar constellation. Then a vermilion supernova when some of your berries, gouged by crows, are reduced to a red smudge on the wall you lean against, of sanguineous, lugubrious, languorous. So these strawberries are a tide. They're very relaxed and they're taking things. And she's thinking, I can do that as well. Be like those berries. And she's saying, you grow on trailing tendrils up against the wall, where I had to tie you with flex and wire to the trellis. So she's had the chance to tie these berries. She sometimes has some freedom. So she's tied these berries up, and she kind of feels a little bit of power, how it feels to tie them there. It feels good. It just, because she's doing good for them, because it's helping them grow. Here they are being smashed like a constellation or star smashing, like some alien object. That's those strawberries, how red they are. And this is a devil without his head. Even the devil can't really survive with those wild strawberries. And the Murano cherries, the Murano glass is famous for being beautiful glass. Here it is, the crow like a knight killing. So the crows do a lot of gouging and a lot of violence. And here the strawberries are tied up like medieval sinners, like they are at the gates of the city, so everybody visiting can see them, so they're humiliated. So the strawberries are suffering humiliation, so is she, being humiliated by the treatment of her lover. She's like this. And again, she finds consolation in the strawberries being there, because strawberries are being tied up on a trellis. They belong there. They need it to stop them flopping down and, not growing properly. So it's some sort of something to comfort her. And strawberries being smashed here, these strawberries have been picked. They have been wrecked, but they've been turned into sweets like chocolates. So she sees strawberries as, even after they're dead, they end up in a more beautiful way. They are even sweeter. So these strawberries in the devil's hand, they are actually really desirable, these strawberries in the hands of this devil. treated badly, but you know, this bad devil is respecting them and giving them attention. Maybe that's how she sees her man, that she's in the hands of the devil. She's got something that attracts him, that makes him want to do the things he does. Yeah, these strawberries, they give themselves away to these street walkers, to these insects. So even when the strawberry just even becomes passive and lets others hurt it, eat it, destroy it, it's serving a purpose. So I suppose she feels she's serving a purpose. Yeah, there it is, worshipping sin, worshipping the devil. By not protecting her life, which is sacred, I suppose she's doing something sinful. But again, it's all rationalization, isn't it? It's ways of protecting yourself when you are not safe and you can't protect yourself. You just try to see it. You know, you put yourself in the hands of a higher power. You know, you believe you'll make it. Opening the clothes with a shark's tooth, like flowers and berries are cut with knives, cut into very small pieces. But in the end, here is a strawberry as a knight fighting the devil and winning. But that is in her imagination, really. I think she's realistic when she says she will live as long as they live, and die, and I will too. Open the clothes with a shark's tooth, no one sees the blood. Well, you can die from a broken heart, from pain, you know, from fear. So in her imagination, she stands up and becomes this knight. But again, it's about coping mechanisms. A woman who identifies herself with strawberries. That's the end of the feral strawberries.